Brandon Granger, what is the coolest item you ever signed, and what was the strangest? That doll with the real hair was might have been the strangest. Outside of memorabilia, forget about memorabilia. Do people bring weird shit for you to sign?
I mean, I've signed some. I mean, the coolest thing is always when somebody brings something that they've painted or drawn of you that's like is a lot of times people will draw something of you and it looks nothing like you. If it didn't say Nash on the singlet, you wouldn't have no idea who the person is. Not to be a dick, you know. There's nothing.
Bastion Booger?
There's nothing worse on earth than for people to bring stuff like that to you because you don't want to hurt their feelings. So then you got to trek it with you. Then you got to, take it to the hotel, and then you're like, ugh, I can't bring this home because it's not going to go. So you got to end up, you know, dispensing of it. But there's been some times where like people have like one person like there's some drawings that people have done of me and they're smart enough where they bring them to you and they show you and then but they're in a roll and that you can put in your bag, but just a piece of paper. It's like, but sometimes I'll fold those up and I mean I have like a plastic bin, that's waterproof, and I put like the really good pieces of a piece of artwork or something like that that somebody did. Because I don't want to throw it away because it was actually a nice piece of artwork. It's just, I just I don't have any pictures of myself, wrestling in my house.
Purposely.
Yeah, because when, too many times when you're on the road as much as I was, and your wife calls and has an air conditioning guy come in and he looks around and there's either your wife's a Kevin Nash mark or he knows you live there.
Right.
And just because it's Tamra Nash doesn't mean that Kevin Nash lives there. And if there's no pictures of you around the house in wrestling gear.
Very good. Who else from the audience? Been waiting patiently. James Bedford. Big Kev, what was one of your favorite pieces of merch in your years in wrestling? Mine is the Nash Hall Outsiders portrait shirt. Let me get an 11 soft recreation with you, too. Thanks. Yeah, possibly. Any piece of merch that you were like, wow, that's fucking cool?
I have one of the few things I actually do have in my house that's wrestling. They made it. I'm standing like this. I've got long hair. I've got my fancy tasseled pants with the red tassels on it. And I think they made Dallas, Goldberg, me, and Sting. And they're probably 12-inch mock little statues. But I mean, it looks like me. It was, I have that actually on one of my bookcases.
How often did you have to pose for like images where they do the cameras around you and stuff? Did you have to do it like every year just to change the?
It just depends on like early. It was cost wise like like WWE back when I broke in, like unless you became the IC champion, like I had my diesel shot, and then I had like a diesel shot of me in gear, and then I had a diesel shot of me with the IC belt, and then I had as my hair grew longer, then I had a diesel shot, and then I had a diesel shot with the belt as champion, and same thing with Sean and I. So when things change, then you've got they've got to upgrade it, but
update the
update the
Gotcha.